If you're in your 20s or 30s and ready to get ahead of 99% of people, these 6 habits going to completely transform your relationship with money. Most people are wired to stay broke, and it ain't got nothing to do with how much money they make. In fact, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck regardless of their income. The problem ain't the paycheck, it's the habits. So let's dive into the 6 habits that's going to change everything. Habit number 1 is delayed gratification. There's a famous study done at Stanford where researchers put preschoolers in a room with a single marshmallow on the table. They told each kid, you can eat this marshmallow right now or wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows. Some kids grabbed that marshmallow within seconds. Others were squirming, covering their eyes, holding their noses so they wouldn't smell it, doing everything they could to resist temptation. The researchers followed those kids for decades. The ones who managed to wait didn't just score higher on their SATs, they got healthier relationships, lower body weight, stronger careers, and made more money. This study reveals something profound about humans: the ability to delay gratification. Choosing future reward over instant comfort is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. So who are you? Do you eat the marshmallow right away, or can you control your actions and delay gratification? Most people operate on immediate gratification. That's why they're broke, overweight, and don't got the relationships they want. They optimize for today's comfort at tomorrow's expense. If you don't make a lot of money and you're broke, when you make a lot of money, you're still going to be broke. It's a habit. It's a way of being. You'll just find more expensive things to spend your money on. Treat every dollar as capital, as an asset, not something to consume things with. While others are planning weekend trips and buying stuff for their hair, nails, and outfits, focus on buying clothes from thrift stores, shopping at the cheapest grocery stores, and funding your future. Treat short-term sacrifice as a long-term strategy. Before any purchase, ask yourself 2 questions. Does spending your money on this build your self-respect or break it? You know that gross feeling when you buy something and feel bad afterward? That's because you're breaking promises you made to yourself. Second question, does spending your money on this get you closer to your goals or put you further away from them? Don't buy based on wanting it being on sale, or looking cool. Buy based on whether it builds self-respect and moves you towards your goals. Habit number 2 is check your numbers daily. The biggest threat to your wealth ain't what you earn, it's what you avoid. Behavioral economists got something called the ostrich effect, where people literally avoid looking at negative financial information like an ostrich burying his head in the sand. During market crashes, banks track that people actually log in less to their accounts. They miss rebounds and lock themselves into long-term losses because they don't want to look. This behavior ain't limited to stocks. People avoid opening bills, credit card statements, and their banking apps when they think there's bad news. But here's the thing, avoiding the numbers don't make the problem go away. It makes it worse. It's like not weighing yourself for a year. You probably get heavier because you cannot improve what you refuse to face. You cannot manage what you don't measure. Wealthy individuals got one consistent behavior. They track their finances meticulously, track everything, and you'll find yourself being more financially conscious. Understanding how hard it is to make money means knowing where all your money goes, enabling you to resource yourself wisely. Here's your 30-day challenge. Open your bank account every day for 30 days and record every transaction. Train your brain that financial reality is manageable, not a threat. It's going to feel terrible at first, then less terrible, then eventually it's going to feel good because you're becoming the person you want to be. Habit number 3 is radical responsibility. Blame is the enemy of improvement. There are 2 types of people in this world: those who think life happens to them and those who make things happen. This is why some people rise stronger from failure while others collapse. In any journey, mistakes happen. Wrong hires, failed launches, missed opportunities. The first instinct might be to find external reasons. However, taking responsibility rather than blaming others gives you control over the situation. This allows you to view every failure as data and every mistake as an instruction for what to do differently next time. Psychologists call this locus of control. People with an internal locus believe they shape their outcome. People with an external locus believe fate or other people decide what happens. This don't just change your mindset, it changes your results because it determines how much effort you'll put in when things get hard. If you believe it's all up to other people, how hard you think you're going to try? Not very hard. Here's an exercise that's going to transform how you see setbacks. Document the last 2 things that went significantly wrong for each one, identify your specific contribution to the outcome. Ask yourself, how did I contribute to this situation? How am I responsible? This transforms you from feeling like a powerless victim into being the victor who can do something about it. Habit number 4 is do the hard things first. Sa enemigos, your brain is wired to waste energy on all the wrong things and be lazy. We're evolutionarily designed to conserve energy, so your brain gonna always look for the easiest route. Ain't nothing wrong with you if you feel lazy or don't feel ready. This is how we're all wired. Habit number 6 is manufacture discomfort. The things you resist doing are always the things that are gonna unlock your biggest growth. Discomfort is actually just information. It tells you where you got room to grow. To get better, you gotta be uncomfortable. People who choose hard things end up handling life's unwanted hard things far better. When you pursue hard things like a challenging workout, a difficult conversation, or something that scares you, you're training your brain to reframe stress as a good thing instead of a threat. Your brain learns that stress leads to growth rather than danger. Audit your environment and think about if everyone around you operates at your level or below. Where you think you're going, you need to intentionally place yourself in rooms where you feel underprepared and uncomfortable, because that means you're going to grow. Wealth ain't built by luck. It is built by choosing habits that ain't got nothing to do with wealth directly, but trade comfort for growth every single day. These 6 habits: delay gratification, check your numbers daily, take radical responsibility, do hard things first, choose skills over status, and manufacture discomfort, gonna separate you from the 99% of people who stay stuck in the same financial patterns year after year. The choice is yours. You can keep optimizing for today's comfort at tomorrow's expense, or you can start building the habits that create real, lasting wealth. Which person you gonna choose?